I believe that most people, including most Christians, do not go to heaven and consciously experience it when they die. The exception would be martyrs and those who go up to heaven with a special invite after they die so that they can wait up there and watch until the resurrection happens. There's biblical reasons for this. I've talked about it before, but essentially most people are just asleep and unconscious until either the first or second resurrection, depending on which one they are a part of. So I find it unlikely that any of our parents or grandparents or ancestors are actively watching and knowing what's going on this whole time. Perhaps there is a dreamlike awareness that is not quite the same as real awareness. But heaven is described as having a giant crystal floor through which God can see everything that's happening. God and Jesus and the elders that are in heaven are very aware of what's happening, and they are in fact managing what is happening because they have power. Angels and God has power over the earth. They're not watching, they're controlling. Your salvation, my salvation, was not because of our doing. It was because somebody up there was watching and orchestrated events to make us do what we did. It's predestination. I don't want to get into that either. But now think about being up there. If you're one of those who are up there, you have passed from this life to that life. So why would you see human suffering the way that we see it? You would see everything with the knowledge that inevitably you pass through that wall that we think is the end. It's actually a doorway into something else. If somebody is killed here, that person knows what happens after you die. And he knows that God is just, knows that God is loving, knows that God has an eternal plan that trumps anything that happens here. No matter how unjust you were treated here, there will be eternal justice afterwards. So, by comparison, the Bible says that our suffering in this world is nothing to be compared with what awaits us when we are in God's care eternally. The Bible says that there is joy in heaven every single time a sinner repents. So they're watching, they're engaged, they care. Unlike us, they know what's at stake, and they are deeply, deeply invested in what you do, in what I do, and how we react to the tragedies of this life. Remember the parable about Lazarus who goes to hell and then he wants to go back and warn his relatives who are still alive? That's like what they got to be seeing, and depending on which side they're on. I bet they want to scream at us and say, wake up! Get your priorities straight. There's only limited time.